What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/IDontWorkHereLady. Alright, this story's called Karen in a Big Box Orange Apron Store for High Security Keys. Okay, I worked for this company till early 2006. Right after I got fired, I ended up suffering a TBI, but that's a different story. My facial recognition sucks. On occasion, someone I talked to 45 minutes ago may not be recognized or remembered immediately. No, nothing marks me as an employee. I was dressed in green denim carpenter pants, a black pocket tee over a green thermal Henley shirt, a black tactical vest with far too many pockets, matters later, gray beanie, and a multicolored blue hoodie under the vest. Cast members: there's me, poor orange smocked key guy, dumb Karen, drunk big bad douchebag, orange shocked cashier. I'm waiting to get a couple of keys made. In front of me, the woman takes out a key that I can only describe as a prison/jail door key, thick, 3/16 of an inch thick, oddly curved sheet metal, at least 6 inches long by 1 1/4 inch cut-ups, up 2/3 of the length of its shaft. Instead of letting her wait in line for another 4 to 5 people, I explain that they only have household-type keys and padlock keys and recommend a couple of different locksmiths. She happily thanked me and left the line. The next lady asked for 15 copies of 10 or so keys. The poor guy started counting out key blanks before explaining he had to get a ladder to get more from the overhead. He gave us all in line, about 10 of us, a slip of paper with our line, spot/time and date because he has many keys to cut. No problem, cool with me. I have other shopping to do, most of it right around this area. So I leave to start grabbing my other items, slipping in my wireless earphones. My first stop was a safety pin clips for a folding workbench I have, one aisle over. I find the right drawers, kneel, and start pulling out the wrong stuff and sorting other things to their proper locations while looking for what I need, thinking I smell beer. Someone taps me on the back of my head, looking over my shoulder. A woman, at least in her 50s, graying blonde hair, shoulder-length pigtails, yes, a little girl-style pigtails, knee-length dark blue pinstripe skirt with matching vest with many marks from a name tag pinned on the right side, white blouse with liquid stains, and oversized stained red bow ties. "Make these," she says, pushing 3 Medico keys into my face. As I realize, she is the beer I'm smelling. I don't have a good sense of smell, so for me to smell it, it has to be really strong. "I don't work here," I say, going back to find my 4 safety pins. My glasses get ripped halfway off my face, halfway pulling my mask off and breaking my glasses strap. "What the fuck?" Looking up at her, drunk Karen demands, "Just make them! I'm tired!" Tossing the keys at me. "Sorry, I don't work here. Haven't for over 10 years, I say, annoyed. Looking at the Medico keys that are engraved, number 6682. Do not copy. Number 415. Octothorpe. Number 6682A. Do not copy. Number 415. Octothorpe. Number 6366. Do not copy. Number 415. Octothorpe. I explain, trying real hard to keep it civil. These are security keys. You need a locksmith and permissions from the owner of the keys. Just make them already and quit crying about it. If you don't work here, how would you know so much? With a snarky gotcha grin. I don't work here. Do I look like a food kid, ma'am? Trying to give her the keys back. For the record, I'm in my mid-50s. Local old fart slang, food equals fresh out of diapers. Drunk Karen says loudly, "Do not ma'am me, you fat ass bimbo!" I'm a guy, no heavyweight. I point to the kid with a ladder to get the key blanks and say, "He can help you, ma'am," thinking she needs a boot someplace the sun doesn't shine. I find my pins and go off to get my other stuff. She goes up to the kid and demands keys. "Sorry, but there are people in front of you, ma'am," he says meekly. He eyes me as I walk past him. I mouth to him. Drunk Karen screams.
"He refused to help me, that fat ass!"
I didn't hear the reply. I just went after my other items, wishing someone would boot her in the rear. I'm about to go back to get my keys made. I'm on the whole other side of the store. I look up to a large gym guy with a red nose, douchebag, and dark blue pinstripe dress pants, untucked white dress shirt with yellow stained sleeves, standing at the head of the aisle, waving someone over. My gut starts screaming, "Danger, Will Robinson! Danger!" as our eyes meet. Drunk Karen popping around the corner with a vicious asinine grin, throwing 4 keys at me, demanding,
"Make my keys or else!"
Getting more annoyed than before, I say, "Or else? I don't work here, ma'am! I can't! I don't even know anything about that type of machine!" Studying the waistline of drunk douchebag since it looks off, thinking he has a holster in his pants on the right side. Drunken douchebag coming towards me. "Make her damn keys now!" he says maliciously as he trips on a short wing stack of something. Flat on his face, crunching sorta fail. Drunk Karen ran over to drunk douchebag as he seems frozen for a second or two, with straight shivering legs in the air before they bent and he started to get off the wing stack, his shirt sliding up to expose 2 expensive looking hammerheads. One had scraped his side pretty good. I was relieved he wasn't packing.
"Look what you did!"
Drunk douchebag getting up with help from drunk Karen, with blood running from his eyebrow and more pouring from his broken nose. I can see swelling already starting on the right side of his face and his eye reddening. Drunk douchebag grabs his mouth kinda quickly as he's swaying with drunk Karen holding him and hurls through his fingers and out his broken nose, spraying drunk Karen from her cheek down and front left side. Drunk Karen let go and let drunk douchebag fall backward onto his rear with a wet smack, wondering if he messed himself. Very possible with the seizure-type leg shaking he had. Ew. I backed up and went down the next aisle to the front of the store, calling the number on the 6366 key, leaving a message of the rundown of the chick demanding copies and the guy and his broken nose, if not his whole face. I walk up to a cashier and ask her to call a manager.
"Sir, they're in a meeting. Why do you need one?"
I hand her the key and tell her the whole story as the hardware kid who was making keys earlier stops to talk to us. "Hey, what was the problem with you?" She thought I worked here. She's in aisle number blank, and the guy puked all over her and everything. He also fell over a wing stack and smashed his face hard, breaking his nose.
"Really? Is it that bad?"
Tcha. Interrupt the manager on duty. And that key is a security key. You might get a call on it as I already called the number on it and filled them in. "I hate people like her." Sounding annoyed, paged back to the key machine. Orange-shocked cashier tries to talk to whoever's on the other side of the line, yelling at her. "Sorry, do you need anything from me?" I ask her. Looking upset, she says,
"I don't know."
I gave her my info in case of any issues and left to check out. Oh my gosh. Frickin' Karen being crazy and drunk at Home Depot. Who goes to Home Depot drunk? You know it's a fun place to be drunk at? An airport. I mean, it's probably irresponsible, but doesn't mean it's not fun. Also might help to have someone with you to make sure you don't, get lost like an idiot. Alright, this story's called I Found a New Way to Annoy Karens. To help pay the bills until I get back to work, I got a job as a personal shopper. It's a bit rough sometimes, but it does get me out of the house for a few hours, and because it's the holidays, it does bring in some decent money. Our company has us wear black t-shirts with the company logo, along with face masks due to the bug. But other than that, you can wear pretty much anything you want as long as you look professional. Normally people don't bother me, especially seeing as 1, I don't have a name tag identifying me, and 2, I'm clearly looking at my phone, which has my customer's order on it, and I'm also communicating with them. Today I got an order at a certain store that requires its employees to wear a red shirt. Luckily, I had been to this particular store many times, both for order and for myself, and am friendly with most of the staff, including the managers. This particular order required me to go through self-checkout. The customer had already already ordered everything and I just needed to pick everything up. Once I get the all clear from the employee running the self-checkout lane, I went to one of the closed checkout lanes to bag up the order so I could get it to my car. Again, nothing too unusual. I was wearing my black company shirt, a nice pair of jeans, a comfortable pair of sneakers, and a thin jacket. Not a scrap of red on me, and the light for the checkout lane was turned off. As I was packing up, I heard an oncoming cart. Then the sound of plastic and cardboard. I looked up to see our friendly neighborhood Karen unloading her 3 overloaded carts in the closed checkout lane I was packing things away in. I groaned. I knew my friends at the store were going to have a major headache, just from how she wasn't really paying attention to me and couldn't see I am not an employee of this store. I finished bagging my things and waited for her to make eye contact with me. And when she did, I swear I heard the theme for the good, the bad, and the ugly play. Okay, I'm done. She pointed at the register and nodded as if I was a dumb person who didn't know what she was supposed to be doing. I just picked up my bags and waved at her with a smile and walked off, leaving her stuck there and me with a new way to get back at the Karens. Update! I do have a conclusion to this story. Early this morning, I decided to go to the red store to get my own groceries and bumped into one of the managers. Let's call him Isaac. An important thing to know about Isaac is that he's good at saying, "You've pushed my last button. Now get the hell out of here before I go Hulk on your ass," in the most polite way possible. He's also protective of his employees. Anyway, Isaac happened to see me and came over with a teasing smile. "You know, you caused us a lot of trouble yesterday, OP." I asked what he meant. "I hope you have your popcorn ready." Isaac was on duty yesterday. After I made my dramatic exit, Karen did as some of you predicted and tried to bully some of the store workers into opening up the register. Unluckily for her, there weren't enough employees around to open extra registers. Her squawking, Isaac's word, not mine, soon attracted Isaac's attention and he came over. Isaac hadn't had the chance to begin his "how may I help you" spiel when Karen began her tirade about me and how employees really need to deliver, especially in these tough times, yada yada yada. Through her and the worker at the checkout lane, Isaac figured out what had happened, along with who had offended Karen's delicate sensitivities. "Ma'am, that was a personal shopper who's not employed with our company. Will you leave this register closed so they can pack up their order? If you want, I'll help you over to the next register and check you out." Isaac doesn't like rewarding bad behavior, but sometimes some battles just aren't worth picking. Now, most normal people would realize their error, apologize profusely to everyone, repack their carts, and go to an open register with meekness and humility. And if she had done that, Isaac tells me, he would have helped her. Karens, unfortunately, aren't most people. Karen decided to puff out her chest and play the weakest card in her hand.
Well, since you're not here, I'm not gonna call corporates. Do you mind opening up this register and checking me out since I'm already here?
She tried saying in this sticky, sweet voice, which is one of Isaac's pet peeves. Isaac looked at her and said in a professional but firm, "Ma'am, you're asking me to check you out of a register dedicated just to personal shoppers after harassing not only several employees, but after I volunteered to help you." Karen, realizing that she had probably pissed off the one person who had been most willing to help her, slowly reloaded her carts and slunk to an open register. Isaac watched her to make sure she wouldn't cause a problem. She meekly paid for her groceries and left. Edit! Some are wondering how she was able to push around 3 loaded carts. I have no clue either, and I wasn't paying attention to her moving those things. All I know is that when I looked up, I saw Karen having unloaded 1 cart and had 2 more full ones by her. Oh, Karen, Karen, Karen. You silly, silly goose. Expecting help from people you insult. What kind of person does that? Oh, I already answered my question. Haha. Alright, Ski, this story's called I'm in the Army. This might be a little long, and I apologize, but I think you'll like the twist on this one. That's what she said. That's what he said. When I was in the final 2 months of my high school senior year, I worked at a McDonald's, as most teenagers would. However, when I graduated, I enlisted to the United States Army. So, as one would obviously have guessed, I terminated my employment at McDonald's. This was 2005. Fast forward to 2008. I am 3 years into my service, give or take a couple of months. I am stationed in Camp Carroll, South Korea. Now, if you don't know how time works, let me explain. Because I am on the other side of the planet, nighttime there is daytime here. Also, phones. We have the area code first 3 number then 4 number style for our system. The South Korean system is 3 numbers then 4 numbers then 4 numbers. So they've got an extra digit in their phone numbers essentially. This information is important. It's 0300 hours, 3 a.m. for those who don't understand military time. I get a call on my Korean phone. Here's the cast. There's me, the manager. Very simple yet effective. Hello? Hi, is this OP? Oh, it's a woman? Okay. Voice change.
Hi, is this OP?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the manager from McDonald's in hometown. So, Nicole didn't come in today. Can you?
I was taken aback. I haven't worked there for almost 3 years. Are you serious?
Yes. Do you have a problem with that?
I could hear that "I'm the big shot and you shouldn't talk to me like that" in her voice. Yes. As a matter of fact, I do. I quit 3 years ago to join the army. I am stationed in South Korea. So tell me, how the hell did you come across A, my file, and B, my number?
Your father gave me your number.
As you were dialing the odd amount of numbers in the phone with a message telling you that it's an international call and my record showing I haven't been showing up for the last 3 years, did it ever occur to you that something was freaking strange?
Well, that attitude isn't going to sit well with your review.
I don't freaking work there. To hell with your review. I hung up my Korean phone. More like Karen phone, am I right, guys? And got up to get ready for PT. I told my platoon sergeant and squad leader what happened, and they said they probably would have done the same. I don't know. Just thought you liked this one. I liked it. Just the amount of stupidity required for this to happen is just so funny, and I'm glad that it's present, at least in some places in the world.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.